Welcome to a rainy day here on the Southern Virginia homestead. It's not really raining right now, it's just kind of a light mist. And it's rained all night and the ground is wet. Make hay while the sun shines. Make water storage when it does not. So you can see I got a little bit of water storage overnight. These tanks were completely empty, and you see I've isolated the middle one not to fill up because here I have a pretty specific water catchment storage plan, and my goal always was, and I've been pretty successful so far, to water my gardens and plants throughout the season without using any water from the well. And I've been pretty successful with that. And you know, that's challenging because in the middle of the summer it gets pretty dry and hot. And also I grow quite a bit of things in raised beds and in pots. All my peppers are in the black pots, and so that uses more water because the ground will hold some water. So you can go sometimes a couple days without watering in the raised beds and in the pots, especially in the heat of the summer. I really need to water every day. Unless, of course, it rains, which is in the summer not that often. Now, show you up there in a minute, but over here you can see I have another tote inside the lower garden, and I have a tote on a trailer, the one to the right, and the one with the wood on top is a grow bed. But what I do is I transport in that trailer out here, and I put it up on the high ground, and I drain with a hose, and it's just high enough to drain completely into that tote. And so that takes some time, obviously. And that's why I isolate that middle tank off on the house, at least in the beginning, because I want the tanks on the ends to fill up. I don't want to have, 2/3 of 3 tanks. I'd rather have 2 full complete tanks, because as soon as I can, I want to fill that trailer up, and I want to get it out here, and I want to fill this tote up. Then my next priority is to fill the trailer up again, and then I park that up in the food forest, the fledgling food forest, and then that way there I can continue to collect water at the house. Because again, in the summer when we're using a lot of water, and if I want to do it without using any well water, I need to catch every drop of rain that I can. And so the sooner I move it out of the totes on the house and get it out to where it's going, the more opportunity I have to fill those totes, and that expands my storage, obviously. Now, when those 2 outside tanks fill, first thing I'll do is fill the trailer. And even if I get rain and the trailer's sitting up here and it's only halfway full, I'll bring it down and I'll top it off. Then, if it rains again, as soon as the outside ones fill, I'll open the center of one and I'll let it even out. Then of course the outside ones will drop, and then the 3 of them will fill together at that point. And that's how I can maximize the water potential. If I open that 3rd one now, those 2 outside ones, even though we've only had 1 rain since I came home and closed the valve, so we've only got, I don't know, 8 inches in each outside tote. But obviously if I open that middle one, it'd go down to, whatever, 6 inches, 5 inches, I don't know. And so that will slow down the rate at which the outside tanks fill. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my mind, but I hope I'm articulating it correctly. It's all about water management, right? The plan is to get as much water storage as I possibly can. And if I do it correctly, I've got 5 totes, 275 gallons apiece. So that's, yeah, math. It's 275 times 5, 12, 13, 1400, whatever, gallons. Now, what I'll also do is I have a couple 50-gallon barrels with spigots on them, and I'll usually put one up here. So if I get a rainy day where there's some rain and all my barrels are filled and we're expecting rain, I'll siphon 50 gallons, drain 50 gallons off of that trailer into that. It's actually 58 gallons, I believe. And that allows me to expand even further. Just want to show you these. I just pruned these. They were dormant a week and a half ago. Santa Rosa plums, I got 2 of them. I just pruned them, and now they're flowering. Now, I don't know, I'm still kind of a noob at fruit production. These, look at that one. These Santa Rosa plum trees, this is their 3rd year here. They've never produced fruit yet, and nor would I have expected them to. I believed in my mind, I was thinking 5 to 7 years. But they're flowering, so I don't know. I have to do some more research on that and look it up. I don't know if that means I'm going to get fruit or not. We had a lot of storm damage. We had a lot of trees down, limbs down. We had them down everywhere. Got another load of chips from the wood tree company, so I've been trying to dump those. When these come alive, I got to prune them, and I know these blackberries, I know they're better off being pruned when they're dormant. But because I wasn't here last year, I'm not sure which ones are the growth that produced berries last year and which ones are the previous years, which I didn't prune because I wasn't here last year. Normally, I'll prune in the fall because the Prima King grows and the Flora King gives fruit. So it grows 1 year with no fruit. The next year it'll give fruit. So we're on a 2-year cycle. So what I'll do is I'll come out in the fall, like when I'm picking, I'll do during the summer, I'll just put a little, tie a little ribbon or a string on a branch that's giving me fruit. And then when they go dormant in the fall or winter, I come by and anything with a string or a ribbon is outdone its usefulness. I'll trim it out. All the new growth that didn't give fruit won't have any ribbons on it or strings. That'll be left to grow and give me fruit the following year. Again, I hope that makes sense. But most people are aware of how that all works. I know it's nothing, it's not any kind of new science or anything. But because I wasn't here last year for a complete full year, I was gone 15 months. The other option was just to come in, cut everything down and start over again, which in some respects may have been easier, but it'll give me a complete season, this season, with no fruit. So I opted not to do that. Fruit production might be down because I've got a lot of stuff in there that shouldn't be in there, old growth. So I'll take what fruit I can get this summer, and anything that grows new, any of the new shoots, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reverse my situation, my plan. I'm gonna ribbon or string all the new growth that doesn't give fruit, because I've got several years of old growth. And so then when I come through this coming fall, anything that has a ribbon will stay, and I'll cut everything else down. And then I'll be back on track for next year. My elderberries haven't flowered. Oh, getting some buds there. That wasn't there 3 days ago, so they're coming alive. They're waking up. Let's go take a look at my fig. Now this was new before I left, and so it didn't get pruned last year like it should have. So it kind of looks more like a bush than a tree. I did take some cuttings off it a couple weeks ago when I came back. It still isn't budding or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to come in a little later. I hope. We'll see. So that's it. Here's where the shed's going. It's due to come in on Friday, tomorrow, but the rain might slow them down. We're supposed to get hurricane winds tonight out of a hurricane system in North Carolina. And the ground is already pretty saturated and it's soggy, and if we get a lot of rain, that may prevent them from being able to drive the shed out here. You'll just have to wait and see what he says. Make hay when the sun shines. Make water storage when it doesn't. Thanks for watching. God bless you.